If you've ever walked through Walmart late at night and felt like you were being watched, this video is going to ruin that feeling forever. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 true horror stories that all happened after closing time. Empty aisles, flickering lights, intercom announcements that shouldn't exist, and employees who never clocked out. The first story starts with a normal overnight shift and ends with something pretending to be human. The second, a security camera that shows things before they happen. And the third one explains why some stores should never be open 24 hours. Turn the lights off, put your headphones in, and whatever you do, if you hear your name over the intercom, don't answer it. The overnight shift at Walmart never ended. Nobody warns you about the silence. Not the daytime Walmart, not the screaming kids, the busted carts, the fluorescent migraine festival. I mean the 3:17 a.m. Walmart, the one that feels like it's holding its breath. I got hired at a Walmart just outside a small town off the highway, open 24 hours, or at least it was. My first overnight shift, my manager told me one rule. If you hear a page after 3 a.m., ignore it. I laughed. He didn't. 3:02 a.m. The store was dead. No customers, just the hum of lights and the slow roll of my pallet jack. I was stocking toys. The aisle cameras blinked red. Then the intercom clicked on. Customer assistance needed in sporting goods. It was distorted, too slow, like someone dragging their voice through water. I froze. There were no customers. I radioed the front. No answer. I told myself it was a glitch. Old system, cheap speakers. Corporate doesn't exactly throw money at the night crew. Then it happened again. Customer assistance needed in sporting goods. But this time it wasn't distorted. It sounded like me. I walked to sporting goods because apparently I make terrible decisions. The lights flickered when I turned the corner. All the fishing rods were bent. Not slightly, not like someone knocked them. They were arched toward the floor, like they were being pulled down by invisible hands. The glass case for the ammo was fogged from the inside, and written in it were 3 words: "Stay after close." My chest felt like someone had put a weight plate on it. We don't close. I sprinted to the break room. 2 other overnight workers were there, or at least they were supposed to be. The chairs were pulled out, coffee still warm, phones on the table. No people. That's when every TV in electronics turned on at once, full volume, static. I could hear it across the store. I walked back there slowly, heart banging so loud it felt external. All the screens flickered to the same image, the front entrance, empty. Then the timestamp in the corner changed, 3:33 a.m., but my phone said 3:12. The camera angle shifted. It wasn't the entrance anymore. It was me, standing in electronics, watching the screens. I turned around. Nothing behind me. The screen version of me didn't move when I did. He just stood there. Then he smiled. The lights went out. Complete darkness, except for one thing. A blue glow at the end of the aisle. The old photo lab. We didn't even use it anymore. The machine was printing something over and over. I walked toward it because, again, apparently survival instincts are optional. Photos were spilling onto the floor. Every single one was the same image. The store at sunrise. Empty shelves. Dust everywhere. Boarded windows, like it had been abandoned for years. Stamped on the back of each photo. Closed permanently 2019. But it was 2026. The intercom came back on. Clear, calm, corporate. The store is now closed.
Associates must remain inside. The front door slammed shut. The emergency exits locked. I ran to the vestibule and pulled the doors. They wouldn't budge. The lights came back on, and suddenly, the store wasn't empty anymore. People filled every aisle, standing still, facing the shelves. No carts, no movement, just standing. Their heads slowly turned toward me at the same time. Their faces were wrong, too smooth, eyes too wide, smiles stretched thin like plastic, all wearing blue vests, all wearing my name tag. My radio crackled. It was my voice again. "You missed your shift in 2019. I've been covering for you." One of the copies stepped forward. His smile widened. "We never close." The lights flickered again, and I swear this is true. When they came back on, I was behind a register. My hands were scanning items automatically. The line never ended. The clock above the doors said 3:33 a.m. It still does. If you go to that Walmart today, it's open 24 hours again. Corporate says it never closed, but if you're there around 3:17 a.m., listen carefully. If the intercom calls for assistance in sporting goods, don't go. Because if you do, you might clock in and never clock out.
I was driving home at 2:11 a.m. after visiting a friend 2 towns over. Middle of nowhere, no streetlights, just highway and trees doing their creepy wind dance. My gas light came on, naturally. My phone had 1 bar. GPS spun in circles like it was dizzy. Then I saw it, a giant glowing sign ahead. Walmart, open 24 hours. I don't remember there being a Walmart on that stretch of road. I've driven it 100 times, but Gaslight wins every argument. I pulled in. The parking lot was full, cars everywhere, but no one moving. Engines off, headlights off, just parked. The automatic doors slid open before I stepped on the mat. Cold air hit me. Not air conditioning cold, basement cold, the kind that smells like wet cardboard. Inside, it was packed. People filled every aisle, but no one was shopping. They were all standing still, facing the shelves, like mannequins pretending to be human. I grabbed a basket just to feel normal. The wheels squealed, even though it didn't have wheels. That's when I noticed something. There were no prices, no sale tags, no yellow rollback stickers, just blank white labels. I walked to the front to find a cashier. Every register light was on, but the lanes were empty, except one, lane 13. The cashier was smiling, too hard. Her name tag was flicked upside down. I couldn't read it. "Can I pay for gas here?" I asked. She blinked slowly. "You already did." My stomach dropped. I hadn't. She scanned my empty basket. The register beeped anyway. Total, $0. Then the screen flickered and changed. Total, 1. 1 what? I asked. She leaned closer. "One of you." The lights buzzed. All at once, every person in the store turned toward me. Not slowly, instantly, like someone flipped a switch. Their mouths opened. No sound came out, just wide, dark mouths. Then the intercom clicked. "Welcome back." I ran toward the doors. They were still open, but the parking lot wasn't there anymore. Just darkness. No cars, no road, no sky. Like the store was floating in nothing. I turned back inside. Bad move. The shelves were empty now. The people were gone. The aisles stretched longer, way longer, like they'd been pulled. Lane 13 was gone. All the lanes were. Just one long counter with a mirror behind it. I walked closer. The mirror showed me, but I wasn't alone. There was someone standing right behind me, wearing a blue vest with my face, but older, tired, eyes hollow. He smiled. "You're late," he said. I felt something slide onto my chest, a name tag, my name, with a date under it. Hired tonight. The lights went out. I woke up in my car, engine off, gas lights still on, phone dead, no Walmart anywhere, just trees and highway. I drove home shaken. The next day I checked Google Maps. Nothing there. No store, no parking lot, nothing. Just woods. I thought I imagined it until 2 weeks later. I checked my bank account. There was a charge, $0 from Walmart, and under the transaction details, associate payroll enrollment. I don't shop at that Walmart, but sometimes at 2:11 a.m., my phone buzzes. Unknown number. When I answer, I hear the intercom. Lane 13 needs assistance, and something in me wants to go, clock in, just once, because deep down, I think I already did.
The Walmart with no exits. There's a Walmart about 20 minutes outside my town that technically closed in 2021. Boarded windows, faded sign, parking lot cracked like dried skin. Everyone says it's shut down after renovations. No one explains why the lights are still on every night. My friends dared me to go in because apparently adulthood means trespassing for content. The sliding doors were chained shut, but one side wasn't locked. It opened easily, too easily. The air inside smelled wrong, not dusty, not abandoned, clean, like it was still being mopped. The music was playing, that soft corporate instrumental stuff that makes you forget what time it is. The shelves were fully stocked, food, clothes, electronics. Everything looked normal, except the expiration dates. Every single item expired tomorrow. Every item, milk, chips, medicine, tomorrow. The clock above customer service said 11:58 p.m., but my phone said 9:14. I walked deeper inside. There were customers, maybe 30 of them, all pushing carts, but they weren't walking. They were moving at the exact same speed, perfectly synchronized, turning at the end of aisles at the same time, like a looped animation in a video game. One of them stopped. He looked at me. His eyes were cloudy, like frosted glass. "You shouldn't be here before closing," he said. "It's 9, I replied. He blinked. The clock changed. 11:59 p.m. All the customers stopped moving at the same time. The music cut off. Silence. Then the overhead lights dimmed. The intercom crackled. "Attention shoppers, the store is now permanently closed." The word permanently stretched out like it didn't want to end. The emergency exit signs flickered red. I ran to the front doors. They were gone. Just wall. Solid wall where glass used to be. I ran to the side doors. Wall. Garden center? Wall. Every direction I turned, the aisles rearranged themselves, end caps shifting, shelves sliding, like the building was breathing. The customers started walking again, but now they weren't pushing carts, they were dragging them, the wheels screeching in sync. They all turned into my aisle, blocking both ends. Their carts were empty, except for one item in each, a blue vest, folded neatly, name tag attached, my name on every single one. The clock hit midnight, 12 o'clock. The lights went black, not flicker, not fade, just gone. In the dark, I could hear footsteps, hundreds of them, circling me. Then something brushed my shoulder, fabric, rough, a vest sliding onto me, a name tag pressing into my chest. A voice whispered in my ear, "Associates, stay after closing." The lights came back on. The customers were gone. The shelves were empty. The store was stripped bare, dust everywhere, like it had been abandoned for years. The The clock above customer service was broken, stuck at 12 o'clock. The doors were back, boarded from the inside. I smashed a window and crawled out, cut my arms on the glass. When I hit the parking lot, the building was dark, completely. No lights, no music, just an empty shell. I ran to my car, drove home shaking. The next morning, I went back because I needed proof. There was no building, no parking lot, no sign, just an empty field like it had never existed. But here's the part that messes with me. Every night at exactly 11:58 p.m., my phone alarm goes off. I never set it. The label reads, "Shift starts in 2 minutes." And if I ignore it, at midnight, I hear shopping cart wheels rolling down my hallway, slow, perfectly synchronized, like they're waiting for me to clock in.